Your connections are almost useless if your children do not benefit from them. I've seen some parents say something like this: my children have to suffer, they have to go through their own pain. I worked for my money, I worked for my position, I worked for my connections, and no child is going to benefit from it. And in any way you want to think about this, it doesn't make sense. Because yes, your children are going to go through certain things in their life that they must go through themselves. For instance, you put your child in school, that child must read by themselves. They must pass their exams by themselves. They must put in the work for themselves. Now, on the other hand, trying to help them be comfortable in school is your duty as a parent. That is also part of your connection. That is also part of your wealth. Imagine knowing your parent has something, and for some, it's even worse because their parents help those that are outside. But when it comes to them, it's as though they are the ones that are the outsiders. This is very wrong because it is not even biblical. It is the parents that store up for their children. It is a wise man or woman that leaves an inheritance for his or her children, even down to their children's children. If as a child, you cannot go out and someone says, I am doing this because your father did this for me, I'm doing this because your mother did this for me, that is a connection. There are rooms that you might not enter if your parents had not been good to those people. So if your children cannot boast of such things, and they don't have to be very big things, if your child is actually a sensible child, it's something they will want to pay forward. Because you cannot benefit from your own parents and then your own children after you will suffer. No, it will become a generation of passing forward blessings, a generation of passing forward connections, a generation where your children, when they become parents, understand that they also have to lift their children up. So this whole idea of the children have to suffer, they have to go through things, especially when you, the parents, have the means, have the connection, have the abilities to be able to make life a little bit easier for them. Because you have not done well if your child has to go through the same thing that you went through, has to struggle the same struggles that you went through. Then why did you suffer? Why did you go through that thing if your child and your generations after you still have to come and suffer and fight those same battles that you fought? Even when you have won those battles for yourself, but you refuse to pass them forward to your children, you will not have done well as a parent. So let's try our best, not spoiling children, not trying to live their personal battles or fight their personal battles for them, but when you can, using what you can and what you have, and leaving a legacy for your children, so much so that even when you are not on the face of the earth, men and women come to the rescue of your children because of the legacy, because of the connections, because of the help that you have given unto them. Don't make your children feel like they are strangers and then you are helping everyone else outside but your child. It is your duty, and it is biblical, it is moral, and it is acceptable. You can do this without having to cut corners for your children. That's not what it means. It just means that your children do not have to go through the struggles that you went through. And then they are able to build on the foundation that you have laid and not starting from scratch.